Yo, what's up, y'all? So right now, I'm just one of my friends from school. She got me like this little graffiti book. It's pretty sick. It's just got like different images of like different locations, items, and stuff like that. And basically, you can just do like you just draw on them. It's pretty cool. Um, there's this idea though that I heard that I had earlier on like creativity and destruction, and basically, I feel like they're both like two sides of the same coin. That makes sense. Because like there is no creation without destruction, and there is no destruction without creation. That makes sense. So, for example, this is a pretty simple example, but think of like if I'm drawing a picture with a pencil, I have to destroy the pencil to then create the picture. Even though that's like a really simple idea, I think it's kind of interesting, because I feel like in today's world, people think of like creation and destruction as separate things. Like they can't, like they're not connected. And I think that's just inherently flawed. Oh, yo, Loki kind of turned into like a little face. It's kind of cool. But yeah, like I don't know, it's just cool. Like even in nature too, though. Think of a river flowing through rock and mountains, even though it's literally eroding the rock, is creating a ravine at the same time. Like I feel if creation and destruction are like on the coin, then I think the coin itself is just like energy transference. I think that makes the most sense. That's essentially what it is. Do I want to add pupils to this? Nah. Hmm. Nice. Um. Yeah. I don't know. It would be a kind of energy transference because think about like any creative process. Like you have to take, I don't know, like you're just taking the environment around you, literally or figuratively, and you're transferring it into another idea. But to create said idea, especially if it's like physical art or something, you have to take the environment and literally destroy and transform it and make it something new. Even with, I was gonna say, even with like bombs and shit, like like nukes or some shit. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like I feel like there's something there, but I didn't really. I don't know if y'all couldn't tell, but I did not script this out. Low key, probably should have, but I didn't really feel like doing all that. Should I add to this? Gotta bust out the little white marker if I can get that cap open. My goodness. Add some highlights. Make it pop a little bit. Oh shit, let's add stuff to the background too. Fucking why not? Oh, that's an awful noise. But I also kind of like it at the same time. Yeah, creation's weird. I think it's super important though. I think there needs to be more creation, more creative people. I feel like that's the whole point of being alive, you know? Because essentially, we're all, I personally believe that we all share like an essence, a consciousness, or something. We're all different lenses of which the universe views itself through. And so I feel like it's important to share with one another our vantage points and our perspectives, because I feel like that's the whole point. Just the universe trying to experience itself as much as possible. Gosh, you know what I think is so interesting? Like as an artist myself, like when I have an image like in my head of something that it just doesn't exist, right? Like I have an idea for like a painting or a drawing, and I can so vividly see it in my head, like the colors, the shapes, the everything. And then when I actually bring it into fruition, it is it's an indescribable feeling, because I legitimately created something that didn't exist before. And I feel like it's like, oh, like duh, that's what artists do. And I feel like it gets kind of overlooked though. Like you can, like, the fact that I can see it so clearly and make it real with my eyes, I feel like what I see in my head almost feels just as real, if that makes sense. You know, because like, what is the difference between me seeing the image in my head and then drawing it and sketching it versus, say, a landscape artist who goes out and sketches like the mountainside with his eyes? Is the mind eye, is the mind's eye not as valid or real as the physical eye? And I think that's an interesting question, because I don't know if y'all can see things in your head the way that I can see things in mine. But like I can, like my mind's eye is almost more clear than like my actual eyes, because in my mind I can navigate spaces like instantly. I can go through walls, you know what I mean? Like I can envision an object in its entirety, whereas with my actual eyeball I can only see what's directly in front of me. And that fascinates me a lot. Like just consciousness, the mind, all that stuff. That's why I think creativity is super important too, because everybody has their own unique experiences and interactions with the world. And excuse me, you know, being a person in this universe, of this world, who's made up of the universe itself, being a piece of the universe, I want to see what it's like from your vantage point. And I think the only way to do that is through creative acts. You know, it doesn't have to be like a painting or a drawing, but it could be a piece of music. It could be a movie. It could be poetry, writing, anything that makes me feel what you feel. I feel like that's something that's getting lost today, especially with the amount of consumerism in the world. I feel like, you know, it's like obviously like no shit. I'm mad tired. I'm just like saying shit. But, you know, it's not like I don't have a solution. All I can do is try and share my perspective as much as possible and encourage others to do the same. But still, I think it's important. That looks kind of cool, I think. I don't know what it is though. I think I might switch the page. I want to be able to use the white on stuff. Yeah, like this. This will be cool. Make sure that dries. What should I draw? I think we're gonna draw like a abstract creature or something. Oh, let me try and get this lighting a little bit better. Oh, it's like too much glare. Bro, there's a bug flying around here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I don't got time for that. Yeah. Got his ass. Shit, what else do I want to talk about? Yeah, this marker kind of sucks on here. It's kind of annoying. Try this other one. Bruh, this marker's like stuck. There we go. Dang, no, it's not primed. I don't feel like priming it, to be honest. Alright, this will have to do. Also, sorry about the chair being loud as fuck. Chair's really old. Honestly, need to get a new one. It's like flaking and like falling apart and shit. It's bad. It's real bad. But anyway, moving on. I think I'll just finish out this last drawing real quick, this page real quick, and then call it a night. I'm trying to think, what should I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to dive into those ideas more, but to be honest, I think I'm too tired to really formulate a good discussion on it. I feel like I need to think through those ideas more a little bit. I'll come back with those though. Oh shit. Looking at notes I wrote earlier, because like those ideas I was just talking about, like I thought of them when I was in the car earlier, but I didn't really have a camera or nothing to record them. But I wrote down that creation and destruction are two partners in a dance. And I feel like that is a better description than like the coin analogy. Or maybe it's not, I guess it's whatever. It helps you more. But I just like the way that sounds a little bit more. Because like, you know, I feel like looking at it as like creation and destruction is to get like really specific into just like the general movement of energy across like the mental barriers and physical barriers of the world. Because you could like destroy and reconstruct and reconfigure ideas within your mind as well. You know, it kind of goes back to like, well, what's more valid? Is like the physical or the mental valid? Because like, you know, you get physical sensations, but they're also interpreted by the brain, by the mind. So you really can't have one without the other. And I think that makes it interesting when people dismiss. I think that when people dismiss mental, like, mental experiences and phenomena, it's like how, it's like, isn't existence like the greatest mental phenomena ever? Isn't like the mental interpretation of the world around us not one of the craziest things ever? Honestly, when I think about it like that, some other things don't really sound so far-fetched. I mean, it's kind of nuts already what the brain is capable of, crafting this entire reality. It's insane to me. It's another reason I think art is so fascinating, because it lets you see, hear, and experience what goes on in other people's minds, and I think that is so fascinating. Like, come on, that's fucking nuts. It's actually so nuts. And I think some like the best art isn't. I think the best art is felt, not explained. And I feel like, as of late, a lot of artists or projects or paintings or people or I don't know, just art in general, I feel like is so focused on explaining it instead of feeling it, like justifying it. It's like, whoa, what was the intention? What does this mean? What is this, you know? And I feel like that's kind of missing the point. For example, I just graduated college. I went 4 years down in Florida, got my BFA in painting. My BFA in painting. And for my senior thesis, we had to write an artist statement and stand in front of like the entirety of the art department. So like that includes film, graphic design, etc. You know, all the art disciplinaries. And we had to present our artist statement in front of our work and sit there and get critiqued, which, you know, for the fine art world, you know, I kind of get it, you know. It's its own thing. Like, you have to explain your work, the validity of it, but at the same time, is like, was Van Gogh sitting there and be like, yeah, I use these exact colors to convey this specifically? Like, was he sitting there explaining to everybody his work? And is that what made it great, the critiques of his peers? Or was it the fact that he got up, went out into the fields and was like, I love the way that the light is interacting with these plants. I want to paint this. I want to make this. I want to make other people see. Not even make other people see. I want to bring forth the vision in my mind and make it a physical reality. And I think that is so special. I feel like that's missing. I feel like that's gotten lost. That's something that I would really like to try and bring back into the world. I think it's very important. See, yo, the white makes it pop. That looks crazy. I love that. Should put another fin somewhere. I don't know. This is going on forever. It's a long, long yap session. Yeah, I think I'll finish this one up real quick. I don't think this page will be done, but I feel like I kind of said everything, or at least I touched on a decent amount of the things I want to talk about for now. I'll come back and polish it up another time or something. Let me add like I'll put a little something else down here. But yeah, I think this world is in desperate need of creativity without proving itself, without the need to explain itself. And I'm not talking about people who, okay, this might sound really hypocritical, but I'm thinking like modern art. Like there are artists who like, bullshit their art because they want to sell and make money off of it. And they know if they just make something super simple, not that simplicity is bad, but you know what I mean. They take advantage of the current views of modern art and the whole need to explain your art and the having to prove it and all that. And I feel like they take advantage of that whole movement and use it just to make just easy money, making easy art that doesn't really resonate with them or who they are, And I feel as though you can tell. Like you can always tell. I'm not saying that art's bad. I actually really enjoy that art, that kind of art. But you can always tell when it comes from someone who's being authentic and somebody who's just doing it for a quick buck. But regardless, I feel like there just needs to be more genuine art. It needs to be art that makes people feel things that the artist is going through. I want art that, especially now, because oddly enough, in a world where everybody's so connected online, I feel like I feel like people know the least about other people now. And I think that's a little ironic. And I feel like a good way to know somebody is through their creative acts. So I want to see more of that for sure. Alright, this will be the last little detail for now. I feel like that was really loud. Also, I just saw Superman today. That movie's really good. Highly recommend. Probably gonna see it again. The quick little signature at the bottom. Oh, it's clean. Alright, a little bit more white. Nice. Alright, I think that'll just about wrap it up. If you took anything away from this video, let it be that you should create more. You should create more authentically, and don't make art for the purpose. Don't make art so that what am I trying to say? Just don't make art for other people. Don't make art because you want it to be liked, or you want other people to be like, oh my god, your art is so cool. That looks like that. Make art that makes people feel things, that connects with people, that makes people feel seen. Yeah, that's my final message. Goodbye, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this.